Hey everyone, welcome back to Atarion news channel, where we break down the latest in tech without the jargon. Today's video is all about something brand new from Ubiquiti that's making waves in the networking world, the UniFi OS Server. If you've ever been curious about hosting your own UniFi system, running an advanced home or office network, or avoiding buying more hardware just to manage your Wi-Fi, this video is for you. Let's start with the big question. What is UniFi OS Server? At its core, UniFi OS Server is a self-hosted version of the software that runs on Ubiquiti's official devices like the Dream Machine and the Cloud Key Gen 2 Plus. In the past, if you wanted to use UniFi's management tools, you had two choices. Either buy their hardware or install just the network application on your own using some do-it-yourself Linux setup. That older self-hosted version worked, but it was limited. It didn't give you the full experience. You couldn't use things like UniFi Identity or Ubiquiti's other platform apps, and managing updates and dependencies was a headache. Now UniFi OS Server changes that. This is a full-blown UniFi system that you can run on your own computer, whether that's a Windows machine using WSL, a Mac, or a Linux server. It gives you the exact same UniFi interface and features you'd get on an official Ubiquiti controller device, but without the hardware dependency. It's containerized, meaning it runs in its own isolated environment, and it's designed to be simple to install, easy to update, and flexible enough for power users and professionals. So, what do you actually get when you run UniFi OS Server? The three core applications included out of the box are UniFi Network, UniFi Identity, and a newer platform called InnerSpace. The network app is the one you're probably most familiar with. It's where you manage your switches, routers, access points, VLANs, Wi-Fi settings, firewall rules, and much more. UniFi Identity adds advanced access management and user login controls, which is great if you're running a business, an office, or even a shared home setup. And InnerSpace is Ubiquiti's smart environment tool. It's not something everyone will use, but in commercial settings, it lets you manage building occupancy and optimize workspace environments using sensors and presence data. What makes UniFi OS Server so powerful is that you now have the option to run all of this on your own terms. You don't need a cloud key, you don't need a dream machine. You can use your own server, your own mini PC, or even a cloud VPS if you want remote access. And because the software runs in a Podman container, which is like a modern alternative to Docker, it's clean, it's isolated, and it doesn't mess with the rest of your system. Installation is surprisingly straightforward. You start by downloading the official installer from Ubiquiti's early access portal. Yeah, it's currently in early access, so you'll need to be enrolled to get in. And then you run a script that automatically pulls down the container and sets up the services. On Windows, it uses WSL2 in the background. On Linux or macOS, it's a native Podman install. Once it's up and running, you simply go to your web browser and access the UniFi OS dashboard at https localhost 11443. From there, it looks and feels exactly like you're using a dream machine. You can add sites, import backups, configure devices, and everything else you would expect. Now, you might be wondering, do I have to connect this to the cloud? And the answer is no. One of the great things about UniFi OS Server is that it can run completely offline. You don't need to sign into a Ubiquiti account. You don't need to expose your network to the internet. You can keep it 100% local if that's your preference. That said, if you do want cloud features like remote access, mobile app notifications, or site monitoring, then signing in with a UniFi account unlocks all of that. The choice is entirely yours. The system requirements are pretty reasonable. You'll need a 64-bit system, either Intel or ARM based, with at least 20 gigabytes of free storage. Podman version 4.3.1 or higher is required, and your system should be capable of opening standard UniFi ports like 3478 and 8080. Most modern machines should have no trouble with this. One thing I really appreciate is that Ubiquiti early designed this not just for home users but also for professionals. Managed service providers or MSPs can now run a single UniFi OS server instance to manage dozens or even hundreds of client sites. That's a huge step forward because before, each site needed its own cloud key or dream machine. Now, with a powerful enough server and some basic container management, you can consolidate everything in one place. That means less hardware to manage, faster backups, and better scalability. Speaking of backups, migration is also pretty straightforward. If you've been running the older UniFi network application as a standalone controller, you can export your site and import it into UniFi OS Server. It's always a good idea to take a fresh backup first, just in case something doesn't go as planned, but overall the migration process is smooth and well documented. So who should be looking at UniFi OS Server? Honestly, it's great for a wide range of users. If you're a home networking enthusiast, it lets you host a full UniFi stack without cluttering up your shelf with more devices. If you're a business owner or IT admin, it gives you enterprise grade control without the high cost. And if you're someone who values privacy, security, and total control over your infrastructure, this gives you the freedom to run UniFi your way without replying to Ubiquiti's cloud or getting logged into their hardware. To wrap up, UniFi OS Server is a major step forward for Ubiquiti. It brings the power of their platform to the hands of the user, whether that user is tech-savvy homeowner, a startup, or a professional MSP. It's flexible, modern, and designed to grow with you. And if you're ready to give it a try, don't worry, we've got you covered. I've created a complete step-by-step setup guide that walks you through everything from installation to first launch. You'll find that guide linked right below in the video description. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. So be sure to check it out after watching this. Thanks for watching. This is Atarion News Channel, where we make smart tech simple. And as always, I'll see you in the next video.